Yeah, that's interesting actually, on the expectation side, because just thinking, a lot of people have been comparing the cycle to 2017. I actually want to talk about that because I feel like that's changing. Um,
Yes.
but in 2017, it felt, I was very new then, so I may be misremembering this, but it felt like it was surprising everyone all the time, and there wasn't like an expectation of getting to 20K. It felt like a surprise. Whereas this time, it's like everyone has it baked in that Bitcoin's going to be 200K by the end of the year. Do you think that's what's played into this?
I think yes, and strangely enough, there's been a bit of a character shift in how Bitcoin has traded. That 2017 cycle, I've been, if I kind of frame it up as like a single idea, it was just a phase of adoption. True new people discovering Bitcoin, very optimistic and very uncertain. Where is this thing going to go? I got no idea. And I think that's what made that cycle very, very organic. It was just the most. I wasn't there, unfortunately. I bought the top of that rally, but the parabola that we had, I don't think you'll ever see a parabola that beautiful ever again. Just the most incredible chart of all time. The 2018 through to 2022, really, really choppy, right? Bitcoin was, I called it like Schrodinger's Bitcoin, where it was both alive and dead. The critics are out, like it could have died. Bitcoin could have died many ways, but also the believers like, no, this thing is going to make it. Oh, wait, no, this thing's going to flip it. Wait, no, it's not going to flip it. There's this like, and by the way, retail got access to leverage. So suddenly the market's just all over the place. You've got the nasty bear of 2018, the mini bull of 2019, the bear market, COVID, the leverage mess that was 2021, and then the unwind that was 22. The market has changed significantly. The moment FTX blew up, volatility has been very, very compressed. Pullbacks are shallow. Serious money is coming in. The ETFs are here. This cycle is much more like 2017 in terms of it's a spot-driven market, but we don't have all we don't have like that crazy, what is this thing? People kind of know what it is. And now it's how does that thing that we kind of understand, right? No one knows what Bitcoin really is. It's that journey you constantly go through, but we have a pretty decent idea now. How does that fit into the rest of the world? And I think it's responding more to the world rather than people responding to Bitcoin, kind of a bit of a change in character. So they're similar but different in that regard.
Yeah, and people should also remember that even though that 2017 market was amazing, there was plenty of 30% pullbacks during that year.
The pullbacks this cycle have been far less than 2017. 30% was the norm. For us, it's been like 25. That's kind of as deep as they've been getting. There's the occasional 32 at the yen carry trade. If we go down to 75, that would be a 30%. But back in 2017, the standard dip was much, much deeper. If you look at the drawdown profile of 2018, 19, 21, chaos, right? Regular 60%, 50%, like just nasty stuff. Really, really hard to hodl through.
Yeah. So a little earlier, you said that this is a healthy thing and actually allows you to raise your price targets. So do you want to expand on that?
Yeah. So a lot of the models that I look at for ceiling prices, my general framework is that hodlers are pretty reliable. Human beings, generally speaking, are predictable, right? Our behavior patterns are predictable. When people are in a lot of profit, they take them. And we see this time and time again. This is why long-term holders sell, because it may not be like for me, for example, 150K is where things start to get really overheated from a lot of my models. It's not my price. I'm not a seller at 150. I'm probably not going to buy, but I'm not a seller there either. There's going to be some dude who's been around since $200 Bitcoin who just wants to finance his life, right? For him, He's going to take 5% of his stack. It makes perfect sense. A lot of people are going to do this, and that's fine. So just understanding that people do sell, that's kind of like my first axiom. And the second thing is, when do they sell? Well, they usually sell when they're in enough profit, and they're usually in enough profit when the markets run pretty hard. So you can look at all these different tools and say, well, show me what price level we need to get to for the average guy to be statistically in profit. What about if they're really in profit? And you can define what those thresholds are. But on a probability standpoint, at about 150K, just about every average hodler is going to be like 2 standard deviations in profit. 4% of all trading history is higher than that. 4% is not zero, but it's also not 94%, right? I'd rather it be 94. So the odds are it probably doesn't want to go through that in one go. Now, why you can raise those price targets if you get demand. So when someone takes profit, if someone else absorbs that coin, right, and the price keeps going up, you're seeing new demand coming in. So at 90K to 100K, we've seen 52% of all dollars come in. people want to buy Bitcoin at 90,000. It's an incredible statistic. So therefore, some of those levels are going to climb because the average cost basis is higher. You've got to go higher to get the average guy in a lot of profit. That's the way that I like to think about these things. Can the models break? Absolutely. I expect a lot of them to break. I'm waiting for them to break. They haven't broken yet, but I'm always looking for stuff to break because the world changes, right? Some of these models will and won't work over time. But that's my job to try and pay attention. Say, well, what is evolving? How does the market change? Okay, ETFs have come live. Good. I'm going to look at ETF data as well. Add that to my toolbox.